icon.
Oh, a swap.
Oh,
Oh no, but a swap followed by a light
Dead
bulb.
here. 4-man mosh pit followed by Entomb. Oh no! Oh, a huge light bomb coming in on the Genji, and that's a 5-man light bomb. They're gonna follow up, and they're gonna get 1, 2, 3 kills.
And it's gonna be everybody dying. Oh my God! When does this happen? Everybody's dead.
Kotsky looking for that damage, finds him on the Diablo. Diablo forced it back out as their health drops low. The Immortal now is at 25%.
Back down
here.
Yo on the Grey Man gonna be the first to fall. But is it ETC? No, that's Malthael up there. A triple.
Layla and Yu's in the back, catching 3 people on top. That followed up by the APOC and the lurking on, catching 2, but this time on is going to be the first one.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi.
There's the lead, catches him in the mud pit. Time trap does pop. Mosh pit goes out. Ruby's still in trouble. Pops to stay a while and listen, but it's not going to matter.
Here comes the blow on the backside. The Visual gets thundered and then stunned. Oh my goodness! The combo.
Getting shrunk down, ETC getting killed. He becomes dog food for the Grey Man.
I didn't think they had a chance. I thought it was all over. We said all or nothing, and they got absolutely everything.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I'm Arrow. I'm your host tonight. I'm joined by my longtime good friend, the one and only Div C Grand Champion Season 6, Repsychic.
Hello, everyone. How are we this evening? I'm not going to know for a couple minutes, all right, but that's okay.
So, Rec, how does it feel to be back in Div C a few seasons later here?
Yeah, I'm back, I guess. Not directly, but it's been a minute. It's been a while since I've been in the old Div C. Feels good. Feels good to be back.
It does. It's been a while since I've cast Div C. I've done some other divisions so far this season, but I can't remember. I think I had one that was West.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not East. So this is the first time back in the C East, so to speak. And we're going to get a matchup between Hard Stuck Support Group and ReGen Nebula.
Walkie talkie. Okay, all right. I mean, for me, it's been so long since I've been in a cast at all. Say at least a year. I can't even recall the last time I was in one. So I'm back, I guess.
Excellent. Well, it's good to have you back, Rec. It's been a good long time. And, you know, I got to cast with Lulu earlier in the season as well. Maybe we'll get a triple cast here later in the season.
Ooh, you tease me. You tease me.
I do what I can. So let's take a quick look here at the standings, just so we can see where our teams are here. We've got ReGen Nebula, and then we have the Hard Stuck Support Group. And it turns out... 3? I think it's 3. 3? Yes, it is. They're right next to each other. 4 points and 3 points. Nebula with 4, Hard Stuck Support Group with 3. So this is it's early season, so all of the matches are important. But this kind of feels like there's a little bit of an important match here between these teams, because they've already shown that they're fairly equally matched in their first few games in the season as far as points.
Okay. Well, that's good. I want a nice even match usually. I mean, closer games are way more fun to watch than the old stomp or pub stomps. So, you know, I'm okay with that. I want to see close games.
Good deal. Let's take a quick look at our map bans as well here.
Yeah.
So we've got from Hard Stuck Support Group, the blue team. They banned out Garden of Terror and Sky Temple.
Okay.
ReGen Nebula banned out, let's see, who did they ban out? Dragonshire and Braxis Holdout. And our first pick is going to be from the support group, and it's going to be on Alterac Pass.
Oh. Blech. Not a fan.
Okay, let's see here. He is big, loud, handsome man, says our good friend Joey. And SmackDown, thank you very much for the 502. Appreciate that very much.
Hey.
So I think the game sound is not coming through. So I'm gonna have to fix that real quick when we get into the game.
Yeah, no rush. That sounds good.
But right now we've got the draft music anyway, so who cares? Get that epic HGC draft going on. But you won't be able to hear the band sounds. So we're gonna get the first band out onto Vala. Rek, I know you don't play a ton of HotS these days, but when you do, how do you feel about Vala?
She's cool. I think she's actually, well, number one, she's fun to play. Let's just throw that out there. But I think she's, from what I can remember, still pretty solid. Not like a god tier whatever, but she's a good like all-rounder, that all-purpose damage dealer that can either go like, you know, the AoE with her multi-shot, or she can kind of peg someone down with the hungering arrow, or lingering, excuse me, it's been a minute. So the Q ability.
Yeah, hungering arrow, I believe.
Hungering arrow? Wow,
Yeah.
I nailed it.
Yeah, you did.
Either one of those builds is particularly strong. I mean, she even has auto attacks that are very powerful. So I think she's a good all-purpose hero.
Yeah, Johanna and Brightwing, both heroes that see a lot of play and or bans out these days, especially. And you know,
I would imagine
with Div C, you're kind of generally looking at probably hero or players that are in the gold to plat range.
Okay.
And which coincidentally is where I sit, right on that border. So I see a lot of these bans on Brightwing and Johanna.
Yeah.
They're relatively, I don't want to say basic heroes. Like they have a what is it? A high skill floor, like, or low skill floor?
High skill floor is they start better than.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Yeah,
So,
high skill floor.
Like being able to play Johanna, she's one of the relatively easy to tanks to play, but she brings a lot of value too. Brightwing has a global, Stukov has a lot of silence, so all of those.
Yeah,
are really
like I said, they're all purpose. Pretty much every single one of these bands is all purpose. Like they're not necessarily super hard to play. Maybe Stukov's a little tough, but
yeah, Stukov definitely.
Yeah, but they're good on all levels. So it's not really like, you know, a horrible band here or there. It's always going to be good.
And Blaze and Anduin, so that gives them kind of, you know, they banned out the Johanna because Johanna was the first pick.
Yeah.
Blaze Anduin gives them that potential for a light bomb jet propulsion.
Absolutely,
stun
it
combo.
does. Absolutely does. And I think Anduin is pretty strong too. I see him a lot in the games that I've been playing lately.
So
now I hear.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you don't mind, I hear Dahaka's the new hotness.
The new Dahotness?
Dahotness, yeah. The old Dichanko.
I mean, on a map like Alterac, you do kind of get that benefit from a global, because there's a long period of time that teams tend to fight over those prison camps. I really like the Junk. I haven't talked about Junkrat. I love Junkrat in almost every map, in almost every case, but I really think that Junkrat shines so well here because he can stall out the prison camps. He doesn't have to do it from a dangerous place.
Right.
And he's got so much area and zone control that as the enemy team, you're kind of just going, how many of our cooldowns are willing to commit to just walking in, right? Does Blaze have to pop an unstoppable if he takes that talent? You know, and then does Anduin have to pull him back out if he's in danger?
He can. He most certainly can. So there's a lot of room for error when Anduin's on your side.
So bans out on the Greymane and Mei, and Greymane could be a good pickup with this Rhaegar, with a potential Bloodlust. You've got the Junkrat poke, and Greymane could just say, hey, you know what, I'm going to go right in on that and finish the job. Mei has those blinds plus the Blizzard, and of course her Ice Wall or Avalanche can be just devastating here when you're trying to control those points. Getting a whole bunch of people into an Avalanche or an Ice Wall is a great way to set up an engage.
Yeah, I think so too. Now, I see the Tychus pick. Are they trying to suss out a Diablo, or is that just, do you think, a more general, like, I don't like tanks kind of thing going on?
I mean, I think Tychus is a strong pick anyways. But you're definitely wanting to look at, you know, setting up for whoever your final DPS is here, right? Are you looking for somebody that's got some significant burst potential, like a Li Ming?
Yeah.
Maybe a Jaina would be a little close. With the Mal'Ganis, like, they don't really have the Brightwing Poly now taking away that potential for Mal'Ganis.
Mal'Ganis,
really feels
yeah.
good.
Yeah, you're right.
And there is the Chromie. So there's the rest of the draft. We got our teams all set. What do you think of these teams, Rec?
The Mal'Ganis is cheeky. I never see him anymore, so I kind of want to see that work. I like our blue team's, our blue team's draft a lot too. I think it's a little more like something I'm more familiar with. I think there's a lot of damage potential from it as well. Look at that, like with the Tychus and Chromie burst, as well as just, you know, Blaze lockdown, and even Anduin can help that lockdown. I think that looks pretty sick. But I'm always a fan for cheeky picks, and I think Mal'Ganis is very cheeky.
Yeah, I think that's going to be really interesting. I'm going to put us back on the on the screen until I get the sound fixed, just so people don't have to see all the settings and all that.
No problem.
I really think that this is going to be exciting because Mal'Ganis isn't a pick that you see a whole lot of, but with his sleeps and depending on which ultimates he takes, he can be an absolute monster to have to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, Junkrat gets a lot of value here as well.
There we go. Should be good. Let's get back into the
how do
game
I
now.
move the camera? Oh, there we go. It's been a sec.
How do I move the camera? All right, Rec. Go ahead and start off with whoever you want to introduce.
I'll introduce Heartstuck Support Group first. All right, guys. Heartstuck Support Group is your blue team on the left side. We have Blaze on, Random Engineer on Blaze, Mighty Toast playing Tychus, Omar G on Hogger, Fig DBL on Anduin, and Smackloud on Chromie.
All right, and over here to the right for ReGen Nebula, it's going to be IT Cowboy on the Dahaka. We got Rackham on Rhaegar. Sticks are going to be on that Junkrat, Murda on the Mal'Ganis, and the Shives on Sylvanas. And I like that a lot of these player names and hero names start with the same like letter: Murda, Mal'Ganis, and Rackham and Rhaegar. Like, it makes it a little bit easier.
Sticks should be on Sylvanas.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just call them Shives.
That's fine.
See, there you go.
I like that.
Unfortunately, HSSG doesn't quite have the name like convention going there, so
no, and it reminds
tougher.
me too much of HGSS, of Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Pokemon. So
okay,
makes me think of that.
Oh my goodness. All right, well, we've got a little bit of a brawl here, some rotation coming down into the bottom lane. Sylvanas now heading to the mid as Rhaegar picking up the siege camp here. We see Anduin and Tychus heading to do the same on their side.
Mm-hmm.
So the prison camps are in the bottom half of the map. So this, I was just gonna say, this is where Dahaka wants to be up top, and guess what?
Yeah,
Dahaka's top.
Yeah, look at that. Pretty typical strat on Alterac and on Cursed Hollow as well, which I think is still open, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe we'll see it again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. But you know what else is open that I'm really happy about?
What's that?
Towers of Doom.
Towers of Doom is the Arrow map. No one can convince me otherwise.
100%. All right, so siege camp from ReGen Nebula going to make it to the wall here. A little bit of damage, but ultimately the team splitting up. I guess gathering XP, trying to catch a quick gank maybe.
Yeah.
Is what it looked like. And blue now will have their siege going in mid, and that's going to bring red back to the mid to clear that out. Murda, though, finding themselves ablaze, but not enough of the team there to really
just
do much.
A little bit of a scrap going on, but nothing too dramatic.
Rec, our vote on... I didn't say anything because we were talking. I put up a poll, and the poll was who's going to win game number 1.
Yes.
There was one vote, and it's for HSSG, so there you go. We'll see if our one vote wins.
All right, one voter.
All right, here comes the prison camp. Well, Blaze going deep into the wall there is...
You know what?
Quite lucky that Junkrat either didn't have concussion mine or wasn't real like everybody else, and probably Blaze himself wasn't really expecting Blaze to make it all the way to that.
No, I liked that though. I mean, like, I don't know if it would have worked. It might have. He was kind of alone, and it was under a tower, but I liked it. I like the spirit from Random Engineer there.
Well, a huge sleep out of Murda here,
Yeah.
putting 3 of them on pause, but not a lot that you can do with that, right? They're just going to be able to
No.
take down the tower.
Buys you a
And
couple of
that's
seconds,
huge.
I guess. Yeah.
That's a great start here for Hardstuck support group, getting a tower down already. That's a little bit of XP, catching them up. They are heading to get their siege camp now, so they'll be a little bit behind as ReGen Nebula getting on to the prison camp here. Chromie throwing out some damage, but running away, recognizing that Mal'Ganis is not who you want to be face tanking.
Yeah, I'm surprised that went through, actually. It looked like it looked like ReGen was getting hit there, but I don't think he did. I mean, clearly he didn't, if, you know.
Because it worked.
Yes.
So we saw a danger ping over here. Now, this is interesting. I think it was maybe calling about the trap, but either that or maybe that Blaze was coming from that direction. And Blaze, sitting at half health, did take a fair bit of damage there. As the first prison camp is done, we're going to get Wolf Riders coming over for ReGen Nebula.
Nice. Good for them.
Oh, and we just passed the 4 minute and 20 seconds mark.
Oh my god. No one can see it, but I dabbed.
Oh my goodness. All right. Dahaka might be in danger here. IT Cowboy going to try to use the brush to get away, gets slowed by Blaze, and there it is. First blood going over to Hardstuck support group.
Nice. That'll slow ReGen down a bit, but look at this in mid lane. Can Junkrat secure that?
One more attack. Sticks is
Yeah,
going for it and is able to get the return kill. Now, Random Engineer is saying, hey, I can get you. Look, there's the jet propulsion. Rhaegar's going to make it there with the purge.
Squad. I think he's fine. I think Anduin can pull him out, right?
If he hasn't used it recently, but it looks like he's okay.
Yeah, he's totally fine. He can just walk out. Cool.
Well, there's one Wolf Rider left up in the top lane. It's going to be done here soon. It's about half of top fort down. Not too bad there. All of the wall mid and a little bit of damage bottom. So, listen, for such an early objective, that's not too bad.
No, that's not.
And if you're Hardstuck support group, that's also not too bad from a defense perspective. Like, you didn't lose any forts.
No.
Only one hero on each side died, so, you know, you were able to clear it up. So this is already looking pretty decent for both of these teams here. As level 10's coming up for HSSG first.
All right, fun.
And there they are for ReGen. Anything that sticks out to you that is like a bit of an outlier, or that, you know, you expect is going to be a real significant heroic here for these teams?
As far as significance, look, I'm always a big fan of Bunky. The Bunky drop is always a favorite. You did call out that light bomb, and there's actually a scrap going on in the middle lane right now. Random Engineer is getting it very low. There's that bunker drop I just mentioned. Will it be able to save him? I think Anduin's looking at that. I was about to say Anduin's looking to do a leap of faith on him. Amazing route from Anduin, stopping Murda from being able to pull any sleeps off. But yeah, there's a little scrap there. Anyway, so bunker drop, first of all, I want to throw out, was pretty helpful there. Odin's always nice. I don't see anything too crazy except adaptation. I'm not really used to seeing that too often from Dahaka.
It kind of, I don't think it's the more common pick, but I don't think
it has its uses.
I think it's probably like 60-40 maybe, because it does seem to come up quite a bit. Well, we're gonna get Anduin booped over the backside here, and Fig Dibble in danger is gonna get caught and taken out. Shives with that silence helping as well. Murda getting real low though, as Mal'Ganis having to pull back. Tychus's grenade just about finished him off, and Styx now pulling away as well. But with that kill, HSSG can't really go in, but with all the damage they did, ReGen can't really do anything either. So.
I think 3 ReGen members were super low, so it wound up buying them some time at least, but they did wind up losing. It is, in technical sense, a net loss.
Well, and everybody's gone back to pick up their XP, get their siege camps going out, so we'll see. Do they look for another fight, or what's going on here?
I think right now both teams are going to look for 13s first of all. Like, take a look at how Sylvanas is hanging out top lane to Shives.
Yeah,
and even Omar's sticking bottom lane to get that last bit of soak. Just make sure Dahaka doesn't get too far ahead.
Yeah, and this is kind of where I'm highlighting right now, because these two right here are what kind of give the go-ahead for a team fight up above.
Right.
And
Right.
Dahaka's got the advantage to get there.
Yeah.
Although they're both sitting at about half health, so I don't expect that we'll see them doing too much here. ReGen going to start the channel. Rackham's going to get caught by the time trap, and here comes some Chromie Dragon's Breath as Tychus and Chromie getting booped away by that concussion mine.
That was a clean leap of faith, though, cleansing the silence on top of him there. So, big ancestral heal on Shives there. Murda is trying to go for some cheeky kills with the Carrion Swarm. They wind up getting themselves a Blaze, but once again, ReGen is so low they have to leave.
Yeah, and here's Omar. We mentioned that, you know, Dahaka was going to be the one who could make it up here. Well, it's actually...
I think he's choosing not to,
Yeah, he's looking to push in on this fort as Hogger was coming in to try to get a little bit of value there. Couldn't quite get there. And you know, the thing that I liked about that ultimate from Mal'Ganis, that Carrion Swarm, it isolated the team, right? Everybody was split there. Tychus and Chromie got punted forward thanks to Junkrat. Blaze came in to try to peel for the team. However, that Carrion Swarm allowed Mal'Ganis to just walk right past. And Blaze was on an island. And then you've got roots, the silence roots as well from Junkrat. And it just made it so that they were able to get that kill pretty easily. And it's only 3 kills to 1, Rek.
Yeah, no, it's actually a pretty, as far as statistics go, uneventful game. Obviously, the macro plays from both teams have been pretty even, I suppose is the word I'm looking for. Nothing too crazy from either side. Obviously, ReGen has a slight edge here. I'm wondering if we're going to see Dahaka pop in now.
Yeah, this is ideally the time for it. And here he comes. He tried to get the shockwave, but couldn't quite get there. Shives coming in with the haunting wave is going to be the one that falls thanks to Blaze. Blaze getting the light bomb. However, Cowboy able to duck underneath it, so no value there. Sleep out onto Tychus. Could be a kill here, but it's Leap of Faith going to save the Tychus. Fig Dibble there, throwing Tychus over his shoulder. And here comes Blaze with a big stun. IT Cowboy's going to be the next to fall.
Yeah, maybe a little overzealous from ReGen. I think they were looking for, obviously they were looking for kills there. That's just redundant. There goes Murda. I keep saying Arrow. My goodness.
Listen, Rek, not all tanks who feed are Arrow, okay?
I wasn't going to say it, but...
He's playing Mal'Ganis. Get it? Time to feed, you know?
You know, I actually didn't catch that.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for that, Rek. Just...
You're welcome. I'm trying.
Me under the bus. Appreciate it.
I'm trying. Listen.
Yeah, you know what, though? That play, if they're able to get the kill onto Tychus, ReGen wins that. So the fact that Fig Dibble was able to get Mighty Toast... Can we just talk about Mighty Toast a little bit? Like, that just... Now I want some toast.
Now you want toast?
I do. Like, some freshly toasted toast with a little bit of peanut butter on.
Okay, I feel that.
Anyways, that play, absolutely clutch, and saving Mighty Toast there ultimately gives them the camp here. But
yeah,
SmackLoud gonna get pulled out as well. ReGen was on the hunt trying to get that kill onto Chromie, but they just couldn't do it.
Telling you, man, Anduin is gross.
When he's got that double leap of faith, Shives going in, use the second haunting wave, is completely isolated, but has some traps as defensive there.
I was going to say, I think if there were no traps, she can't get away with that.
Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Just want to say hello and thanks everybody for being here tonight. If you're normally watching HotS, hope you're enjoying the cast. If you're not normally watching HotS, I hope that you are gaining some knowledge about this not quite dead game that we all enjoy
Not
playing.
there yet.
All right, so 1 fort down. I'm sorry, 2 forts down, and there goes a third. So really strong showing from the Ram Riders of the Alliance here. And Tychus with his Odin putting out some significant siege value as well.
Ooh. A cheeky cleanse from Rackham saves Murda's life. You better be thanking him later. I hope he gets a pay increase for that one.
I'm pretty sure Blaze is toast here. Yeah, right into right into the root trap. But Shives going again deep in is going to fall. Rackham there, I think, misclicked on that Ancestral.
I think that was a misclick, yeah.
Double kill, counter kills, I guess, for HSSG, and that's going to give him a third. Oh, Hogger coming out, interrupting the Riptire.
Wow, this just went super well for Hardstack support group. Just in an instant, it looked really bad and then just real good. Big turnarounds. Well done.
And that was, you know what that was? That was all about recognizing the opportunity to turn around and kill the Sylvanas.
Yeah.
Right? Sylvanas was so far forward. The rest of the team was back finishing the kill on Blaze. And, you know, Shives is playing really aggressive. And Sylvanas players can kind of do that if they have everything set up correctly with their double haunting wave and all that stuff.
Yes.
But if you get caught, you don't have a way out.
Yeah.
All right, so next prison camp coming up here. Hardstuck support group sitting at 19, ReGen at 17. And by the way, thanks to those kills, we have a keep down in mid lane. This is very strong for Hardstuck support group. If they're able to pick up this prison camp, it's going to be a very difficult defense for ReGen.
Yeah, for sure.
And I love this play. Like, especially since they see kind of where ReGen is, this gives HSSG almost a free boss. They don't really want to go fight them because they're so close to 20, which means, hey, you know what? Let's not screw ourselves over by going and fighting on the prison camp. Let's take our own fight with just the PvE stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And I like what Hogger's doing up here too, Omar. He's kind of setting up for the boss to not get stuck, I suppose. Not delay too much time. Yeah, that boss is going right into the structures. So that top keep is very much threatened, and ReGen's going to have to come back and deal with that. But level 20s are here for HSSG. It looks like they're going to pull back at least until the boss gets here. And with this at 2/3 health, that boss might be able to finish it. If nothing else, they can certainly pick up the prison camp. Well, Shives actually stayed behind in bottom lane to secure the fort. And I don't think anyone on HSSG noticed until just now. Look at this. Well, they noticed enough to get themselves a kill quickly onto Rhaegar. Here comes Riptire's going to hit onto 2. The Leap of Faith once again saving, this time Hogger. And Blaze is going to get a stun out onto Dahaka. The boss is still at half health, and there's only one keep up, so the armor of the core is down significantly. Yeah, I think this might even be the end if ReGen's not super careful. Well, Hogger going absolutely hog wild there with his level 20. Boss is doing that work, and the core going down quickly. That's going to be game number 1 going over to HSSG. And you know what that means, Rek? That means one person was right. That means the entirety of all of the votes were 100% correct. Absolutely, they were. Oh, Rek, I love that you know, right? Like, I say a thing and you're like, oh, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yeah. I've been around you long enough to know. All right, showing some stats here. 9 kills to 5. Again, not a high kill game, but the kills that were picked up were very impactful. They all changed the landscape of how both teams were playing, right? Even when it was just 1 kill, that 1 kill forced the other team to back away, right? When it was 1 kill for in favor of ReGen, they didn't have enough health to continue. And when it was 1 kill in favor of HSSG, they kind of had to change the direction of where they were going for their macro to keep the pressure on. And then, of course, at the end there, we get that fateful 1 kill turns to 3 kills, turns to keep, turns to game. Well, the big MVP for me was Fig Double. Fig Double, I'm going to assume it's Fig Double. On Anduin. Game this game because all of those leap of faiths shut down a good chunk of ReGen's engages, especially in the second and third. Not third. Definitely the second phase of the objective. I think all those pulls managed to save his team very well. I mean, I think that goes without saying. And after that, like ReGen had really no engage, and the counter engage from HSSG was just so strong that they kind of got a little overwhelmed.
Yeah, it was consistent every single time a hero was about to die, whether it was Tychus, whether it was Chromie, whether it was Hogger, whether it was Blaze. Blaze kind of, with the bunker got left out a couple of times that game, but but he's also the most likely one that is gonna get stuck in those kind of scenarios, right?
If someone has to die, it should be him, I guess. In that scenario, it's kind of like it'll take longer, and I have a bunker. Right. So I might as well just take the L there.
And for what it's worth, I mean, it's not like there's never a way he could potentially get out, right? If he comes out of a bunker, he's got armor, he can jet propulsion. Maybe in that stun time, he's able to get away using his slows, using his healing from fire, things like that, his armor from Pyromania. So he's got a lot of defensive tools to be able to get out of danger. Certainly more so than Tychus, Chromie. Maybe not as... Hogger's probably on par with... if he takes the ultimate for his treasure hoard and all that stuff.
Sure.
So, we don't have our next game just yet. But
That's all right.
What do you think ReGen's... Oh, there we go.
Okay, yeah, that works. BOE. Oh, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoiler warning.
I was writing everything down, so I hadn't quite gotten to adding that.
That's all right. You know what? I'm going to do something real quick, Arrow, because I'm hearing my own voice here, and it's bugging me. So...
Are you hearing it from the stream?
Yeah, from the stream.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that any better?
Yeah.
Charles Barkley reporting. No. I wish I was Charles. No. I do have a microphone now. One that's actually hopefully not too loud, right? I'm hoping.
It seems fine so far, Rick.
Okay, good. That's nice to hear. No, I got this new headset a few months ago, and I have to say the microphone on it is a little doo-doo, but that's okay. I can hear better now, I guess. Anyway, back to this. This is more important.
Yeah, so Battlefield of Eternity, the map, it's going to be the selection of HSSG here. And so this was first pick request by ReGen Nebula.
Okay.
So, a little bit of a brawly map, kind of like what we just saw with Alterac Pass, right? So, first of all, do you think that Anduin gets through?
I'm going to say no. I don't think he makes it through. I certainly wouldn't allow it. That was way too strong. I feel like ReGen actually had the tools to win in general, but I just don't think they had a response to Anduin, like in their own, whether it was their own comms or their own minds or whatever you want to say. I don't think they properly responded to it, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't. Maybe this game they'd be more ready for it, but I would say if you're just not willing to deal with it, just ban it out.
Yep, I agree. The Anduin was a really key factor to HSSG's last draft. So we'll see, because I do agree, like, so many times they almost had heroes down, and if they get those heroes down instead of, them being pulled away and then healed up, then those fights turn into kills, turn into structures and all that stuff. So,
and then turn it to W. Yeah.
So they don't ban Anduin. So the question is, do they maybe think about taking Anduin?
That's possible. Maybe we're overthinking it. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they think they can deal with it.
Yeah. I think if you're looking at ways to keep Anduin from stopping your engages like that, you're probably looking at something like, okay, keeping similar veins here. You're probably thinking something like the Sylvanas with the Wailing Arrow, so that you can silence the Anduin while you get the kill onto your target. Which they didn't really have, like that didn't really happen last game, so we could see that again. But Stukov is left up now too, Rex. So
yes, there it is. Speak of the devil. So that also works. It's a similar. It's kind of the same concept. I don't think it's as. What's the word I'm looking for? Like final, we'll say. As like a Wailing Arrow, but at least you can get a couple of seconds of silence, which can absolutely mean the difference.
A little bit of thinking coming out from HSSG.
Yeah.
Trying to decide what they want to do, what they want to show early in the game. It's going to be Li Ming and Blaze, so sticking with the Blaze. This time though, it's going to be Omar.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see a switch, or if that's the offlaner.
Yeah. Yep, and Stukov into Blaze. I mean, drop a bunker, drop a silence.
Mm-hmm. Pretty straightforward.
You're not getting out of that bunker. You're not going far with it.
Ooh, a variant.
Well, that is another way to kind of deal with the leap of faith, is just to have a shorter cooldown.
Son, you're going in timeout.
Oh yeah.
You're committing to the silence. Oh, that's variant Stukov as well. That's also pretty strong with low blow, especially.
Well, the other thing they've got is Lunara has the potential to use leaping strikes.
Yep.
So even if you pull your target away, I mean, she may just come in.
Yeah, she may just say, and then you're super slow, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Third and final ban here for ReGen Nebula, as we get the ban on the Chromie as well.
I like that. And the Chromie is pretty good here. Ooh, and Ana.
Ana has the anti-healing grenades, has the nano boost, which can do a lot for that Li Ming.
Oh yeah.
Also, maybe more importantly, has the easiest way to cleanse Varian's Taunt. So I think that counts as a stun.
I don't think so.
Or is it a silence?
It's Taunt is a silence.
Can Tyrande clear it, maybe? She can
I would
silence,
imagine.
right?
Yeah,
so maybe that's the easiest way to do it.
Yeah, I would say Tyrande. And she's solid on this map too, so I wouldn't have even been surprised by that.
Well, we get the ETC and Uther, so looking for that Divine Mosh.
Yeah.
Kael'thas Gazel.
Okay. I'm trying to think here. I feel like as far as just the race goes for the objective, I think HSSG has a slight edge, but I don't know. Maybe I'm not respecting how much Lunara's damage is. I don't really remember how much she does.
It's going to depend on her level 4 if they go for the additional damage there. I think Zul'jin, though, puts that in HSSG's favor.
Right.
Especially like because Blaze can increase his damage onto monsters, and Li Ming does a lot, and Zul'jin can do a pretty significant amount if he's allowed to just sit there and auto it.
Yeah. I think this go around I like overall ReGen's comp a little more. I find that solo. I mean, everyone says, "Oh, solo heal Luther doesn't work." I've always heard that. I don't think that's true. But against a Lunara, that is very difficult. So ReGen can take these fights extremely slowly, and it's totally fine for them.
Yeah, just run him out of mana, and he's not going to heal that much.
Yeah, and I feel like, I mean, I'm going to imagine ETC goes prog rock here to help remedy that. I could be totally wrong, but that's what I'm kind of expecting.
Rama says white main best cleanse for Varian.
Not terrible. A cleanse is a cleanse is a cleanse.
All right, well, let's get our teams introduced here. I'll start with our blue team.
Sure.
On the left here, we got SmackLoud playing the Li Ming. Random Engineer going to be playing the ETC. Fig Dibble on Uther. Mighty Toast on the Zul'jin. And Omar G on the Blaze.
And on the right side, your red team, ReGen Nebula. Rackham is going to be playing Stukov, Stixa on Kael'thas, IT Cowboy on Gazlo, Tashives on Lunara, and Murda on Varian. Not Arrow.
This guy over here.
I just want to let everyone know it's
Murda
not
walking
Arrow.
right into him.
Nice.
Big 4-man stun out of ETC as well. However, I don't think they've recognized that this is a 5-on-4.
No.
Zul'jin there almost sharing a little bit of warmth for the cow.
Yeah, I guess ReGen wants to go for an early kill rather than the early whatchamacallit, soak.
XP, soak, yeah.
Yeah. But it didn't really work.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder because Varian doesn't have his level 4 talents yet, and that's when he's going to come online and be of value to his team. But still a lot of damage coming out between Lunara and Kael'thas in this bottom lane.
Yeah.
You've got, by now, probably about 20-30 seconds left to vote in the poll of who you think's going to win game number 2, HSSG or ReGen Nebula.
Hey, we have like quadruple the amount of voters this time.
Whoa. People are voting. Big Dibble getting very low. Is going to get caught by the silence, and Uther goes down. First blood quite a bit faster this game than last game.
Yes. Yes.
So checking in on the solo lane, we got IT Cowboy, we got Omar up here doing the Lord's work. Doing the most important thing in the game that gets the least amount of coverage. 3 versus 4 over this bottom camp. Really 3.5 versus 4, but ultimately that gives ReGen the ability to pick up that camp. And it looks like 3-1 in favor of ReGen on the votes this time. So chat basically saying we're getting a game 4 out of this. 4.
4, bud.
I can count.
When has best of 4 ever happened?
Clearly, this is a game 420.
Oh. Yeah, again, just real quick. There we go.
Immortals coming up soon. ETC looking for Kael'thas, but Kael'thas says, you know what? I got something for you. 9 out of 10 doctors said you should not spread this.
No, ew.
What? Talking about
Nothing?
Kael'thas's living bomb. What are you talking about?
I thought you were talking about some sort of disease.
No, that would be Stukov.
Oh,
and oddly
true.
enough, he can't, like, his diseases can't spread, but we're going to get a taunt onto ETC. Big silence coming out. Is it enough? ETC's going to power slide away. Just barely making it out there, Uther, with that heal. Likely saving ETC's life.
Yeah. Not to mention his heals of his own, you know.
Yeah, but you can't heal yourself when you're in the middle of Stukov silence.
No. It doesn't work like that. If only.
All right, so we see ReGen picking up already halftime here. The defense call from our blue team heading over to, I don't know that they saw it. There's the Lunara Wisp for him. So they know that the vision's there, but it doesn't really matter. They're already over here. ETC is going to get taunted and is going to be just fine. However, Varian pretty far forward. Big triple stun out of Blaze. Oh, and
wow.
the long range orb connects off of Varian and kills the Stukov.
Yeah, good angle from Li Ming there. SmackLoud. Super well played.
All right, looks like a little bit of poke trying to happen from ReGen as Zul'jin just sitting there with doing the auto attacks, plinking it down a little bit at a time. Blaze getting caught by Kael'thas' stun, and this time might fall. No, he makes it out, possibly?
No.
Not this time.
Low blow, by the way.
Oh, Blaze just missing thanks to the Immortal. Immortal is going to go down in favor of ReGen, and they're on the hunt here for Fig Dibble and maybe Omar as well, but Omar's far enough away that he'll be able to make it out. So 3-1 in kills, but a pretty significant amount of structure damage, all things considered, in favor of Hardstuck support group.
I will say HSSG does have a full set of towers bottom. So like they got wall, but that's not going to last very long. Look at this.
Yeah,
that lead, I should say.
ETC power sliding there, trying to get across the wall, but ultimately accepting the living bomb and paying for it, and probably spreading that bomb, and that's going to bring SmackLoud down to about half health as well. Li Ming not known for her heavy health pool.
Not really.
And we do have, so this is pretty interesting to see too. Li Ming going into the magic missile build with Seeker and is it Charge Strikes or is that later? Charge Blast, that's what it is. So
yeah.
You know, that allows her to do a lot of damage to the Immortal. But if she's able to connect with some of the stuns from Uther, from ETC, most of the heroes on the side of ReGen, Li Ming's going to be able to take out basically in one shot.
Yeah, I love Seeker 1 in general and 2 on this map. It's a lot of damage that you might not even realize at first. It's 192 at level 8, doesn't sound like that much, but when you stack it on top of what she already does, which is 3 magic missiles, it's a lot.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then at 16 you add that with either Mirror Ball or Fireflies.
Yep.
Oh, they managed to catch themselves a Gazlo while I was not paying attention.
I just clicked down there as it happened, so, well, you know, same here.
It looks like both teams kind of saying, all right, we're in opposite lanes, let's take down a fort.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I think it does make sense. I think that it makes way more sense for ReGen at this point.
Yes, it does.
And they're also pretty close to 10 here, so that's, you know, Hardstuck support group is going to have a difficult time on this next Immortal coming up in 10 seconds.
ReGen also doing this camp at a really good time.
Yeah, just about perfect. They're, you know, a few seconds away travel time-wise to get to the Immortal, so even with 10s, HSSG says, we're going to get what we can out of this Immortal while we can, and here comes Murda looking. It's going to get knocked away by Random Engineer.
Yeah, it looks like they all pulled off of the IMO, except for one Gazlo turret. He's doing his absolute best down there.
That turret. The little engine that couldn't. Because the Immortal just says, nah.
Nah, he's not feeling it.
All right. This is, I mean, this is good positioning if you're ReGen. You could just go get your Immortal, but they're pretty far behind on that.
Yeah, so they really can't. So it's actually better for HSSG.
Well, there's Gazlo is going to get a stun out onto the Zul'jin, but not enough follow-up to make anything happen there. Taunt coming out. They've got the stuns from the Immortal too. Silence out onto the... Oh my goodness. Zul'jin, but he's got a dot. Can he survive this? There's Divine
Big
Shield.
involved.
That's a lot of cooldowns on the side of ReGen. However, Varian's already got his back. Still have the bunker and mosh pit here for HSSG. There's the taunt. Gonna get stunned out though. And Zul'jin, let's see, 13 stacks so far. Doesn't have the additional range just yet. Looks like, not Blaze, ETC there is going to have brought down to about a third as he gets a big mosh, but he's going to get stunned by the Immortal, taken out by Kael'thas. And he's going to go down. Uther's going to get taken out by the Immortal, and Mighty Toast probably makes... Nah, he's going to get a slow... Oh, he doesn't get out. Yeah, Li Ming had basically no health as well, so she had to leave. Shaman camp up in the top lane that we talked about. Look at this.
I was about to mention the Shaman camp kind of went nuts there. He was going bonkers. Look at this. That's a Li Ming, right? Yeah. No, she gets out. Good job.
Wow, that Random Engineer saves Li Ming, almost dies, lives, and
Gets
they
Varian
actually get
instead.
the kill on the
Nice.
Varian. Yeah. This is looking dangerous though. Everybody's real low. really on both sides. Blaze calls for it, says I'm going in. Does get a lot of damage on Stukov, and Blaze gets that kill thanks to the Divine Shield. Make it another one.
Yeah, look at that.
Maybe.
But IT Cowboy's not going down without at least something of a fight, right? Yeah, he tried.
All right, so the Immortal, meanwhile, in the bottom lane, taking out a lot of the keep. And, I mean, with a couple of catapults on top of it, we might see this first keep go down. She's going to get it just in time.
Just fine.
But it's not got much, Rek. It's only got about 5, maybe 10% of its health.
Check out top lane.
Checking out
if you
top
haven't
lane.
already. Random Engineer gets caught by a taunt and a Varian. No, he's totally fine. Uther came in to save the day.
Everything's fine.
It's fine. We're good. Let's just back and rethink our strategy.
Yeah, I mean, the fight ended up going in favor of HSSG there, but the macro so heavily in favor of ReGen. And a lot of that comes from the fact that they had towers down or forts down in both lanes.
Ooh, here's an interesting move.
This is quite interesting. With everybody up and the same level, this is super dangerous. ETC is going to get a triple mosh. Rackham in danger is going to fall. Cowboy also going to fall. Gets the Gravo, but there's nothing there. That was a little aggressive, Rek.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. And now look at this. They're gonna want to do the same thing to ReGen.
And why wouldn't they? I mean, they've got 5 to 3. They've got 15 seconds until the healer and Gazlo are up.
Wait, they're letting bot lane go though?
Yeah, that's a keep that's well, this is a problem.
Oh no, wait, no. Blaze has had it, right?
Wow. ETC nearly died, had to use the Divine Shield to stay alive. Top lane doing a lot of work, so yeah, that could have gone better. They did get the camp. ETC's going to knock away Varian there. Also has the Encore, so cooldown reduction on that mosh pit. And, you know, if you're ETC, like, this is kind of terrifying because every time you look at anything, you're at a third health.
Yeah. Varian's been very oppressive with these taunts, you know?
Yeah, speaking of those taunts, that's going to be a double kill. Soon to be a third as Random Engineer is very low, and there's no Uther Divine Shield to save him this time. So ReGen said, you know what? Last time, that was a fluke. We got this.
Very well done.
And this is, that's going to put them to halftime. HSSG already very close to halftime on theirs, so it's pretty balanced for the moment, but they only have 2 heroes. They can't really get in there to poke on it.
No.
So what do you think, Rek? Is this enough for game? 16 to
as
15?
long as ReGen doesn't mess us up, again, remember what I said earlier, they can take this very slowly. I don't think it's necessarily game, but it's looking like it.
Well, if you're HSSG, there's one character on your side that absolutely can carry this defense. And that's Li Ming. If you're not too aggressive with your positioning, if you can get even 1 kill, if your team can work out enough damage to get somebody low, and you can start popping off with those arcane orbs at long range and landing the seeker missiles, you can wipe the entire team very quickly. And then go back for all of the mana that you lost.
Nora's Wisp was annoying Random Engineer there. I saw that he was trying to hide in a little bush there, but she said nah.
Well, both teams are level 16. I wasn't sure that HSSG was going to make that. Immortal down a shield, and it's on its way to the core. Banner of Dalaran out for the spell damage. And it's not looking like this is going to get too far here.
No, I don't think so. I think that they have the defense, and ReGen's actually pulling back. Look.
Yeah, I think that if ReGen had the talent advantage, the 16 to 15, then that changes that whole tune, right?
For sure.
But Blaze getting down there to get that 16 really likely saved them that defense.
Yeah, well, now it's a game of cat and mouse. I think ReGen just wants to run away, and HSSG wants to, well, find them.
Yeah, and you see Random Engineer here is looking, but he's also by himself, really far away from the rest. Like, if ReGen was paying attention there, they turn around and kill ETC while the rest of the team's dealing with that camp.
Yeah, possibly. I think they were more interested in the macro right now. Excuse me, voice crack. And more interested in dismounting than actually attacking.
Yeah.
Is this a bait? I think it is. No, they know. This is a weird. They know, we know, they know. Like,
but they don't know that we know that they know that we know that they know.
They don't know that, right?
Well, they can see Blaze, so they do know that information. Although Blaze is here, gonna be a double mosh, and there's the first kill. Looking for that second, but the taunt's gonna come out onto SmackCloud, so gonna have to pull away. Rackham tries to use that massive shove, but isn't going to land it. Murda now in danger, and the hunters have become the hunted.
Mm-hmm. That was excellently played by HSSG. I think this is a keep.
It should be. Yeah, they don't have Gravo.
No.
Are a couple of catapults over there, but they should die. Top lane though. Top lane becomes a problem soon.
Mm-hmm. Well, Blaze is back there.
Zul'jin just had to get a divine shield once again. That's a huge cooldown.
That is a big cooldown.
And just for a little bit of damage onto that keep wall and the defense with Gazlo and Lunara, halftime is going to get triggered here. How far do they get with this? Do you think they can get the whole thing before?
I actually think they can. I don't know. Oh, you mean? I'm sorry. No. Look at this positioning. The Immo's on ReGen's side. I think they get. No, I'm lying. They do get it.
Yeah, Varian's just gonna get here, looking for ETC. There's the taunt, and there's no divine shield. Ooh. That's one kill. Blaze is gonna go down next. If they keep this up, they push on to core. They don't care about the immortal. Uther trying to stay alive and pull everybody away just to kind of waste time. But I mean, this should be ReGen marching for the core,
and it is. Yeah.
That said, Zul'jin Li Ming, a lot of damage potential there if people, stay in the things.
Up. This isn't completely over yet.
Phoenix is going to come down, and the core going down very quickly. Lunara with her Nature's Culling doing quite a bit of damage on that. And there you go, chat coming in again.
Chat always knows.
How do they do it?
They're too big brain for me, Arrow. They're too big brain.
That evens us up 1-1. HSSG versus ReGen Nebula. And, you know, we talked about the standings at the beginning of this, 4 points to 3 points. Very close in standings, and that it seemed like this might very well be a pretty close matchup. And it has been.
Yeah, for sure. I have been enjoying this. This is the start of the stuff that I really like to see. Very back and forth. One team not really necessarily decimating the other.
Right. Even in each of these games, we've seen it's very chess-like, and every moment you get one kill. Okay, now it's time to rethink our strategy. And again, I mean, both of them have had moments where they've come back from fights that they were down. Yep. They've had moments where they've engaged and found several kills. You know, this is really fantastic. Game number 3, whatever it is going to be great. I hope that it's Towers of Doom, because
absolutely
it's just the kind of map you want with a couple of teams like this.
You know, I'm gonna do the old Recyclic MVP award for this match. I'm gonna have to give it to Murda on Varian. His ability to seek out the one person who's out of position, typically was ETC, was unparalleled. It was just immediately on him, and before I could even react myself, there was a dead cow on the field. So well done seeing that for Varian. So
yeah, and I think I agree with you from a play perspective, but I also do want to say I don't know who the the shot caller is for ReGen, but it's also equally as likely that if it's not Murda, if it's Shives or Sixa, for example, it's equally as likely that the shot caller is saying, hey, let's set up for this. We know that this is going to happen, or here comes ETC or what have you. Murda having the reactions on those like opportunities, great, but also having the shot caller, know that these potential one-offs are coming, it really makes the plays that much more valuable.
It does.
And you talked about that kind of bait along the bottom half of the map there near the end that did not go in ReGen's favor.
No, it didn't.
It you could tell the mindset of what they were looking for, and it just was kind of maybe mistimed. If they were
a little wishy-washy.
Yeah, if they were a little bit more forceful about going into that, if they go up around the top instead of around underneath the bottom and splitting.
I think so. What winds up happening is the camp saw them.
Right. And if they go along the top, they get they don't get engaged on by the ETC and the Blaze, because that's what happened, right? The double stun with Blaze and then ETC and the Mosh. They kill the ETC immediately.
Yep.
That fight goes another way. But absolutely, we mentioned Omar a few times, made that play to get them to 16.
Absolutely.
And that Blaze stun is what set them up for that play. So
it was a chef's kiss. That was a gorgeous stun.
Absolutely. So let's see. Rec. We've seen 2 games, 2 maps selected by HSSG. Do you think that they'll go for first pick, or do you think that they stick with map pick? I don't know who won the coin toss, so I don't know if it was all ReGen's choice.
I mean, I think it's working for them. I don't think that game is necessarily too bad. I think they'll stick with map pick. I'm feeling it. I'm putting money on it.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, $1 million.
You know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Oh yeah. We'll keep that out of this stream tonight.
Is this something about me owing you money? Because I probably do.
No.
Okay.
Let's see. So
there we go.
Oh, it is not Towers of Doom. I'm writing down all the heroes so that I've got them for my notes. Let's put that up real quick. So our third map here of the night, coming down to Infernal Shrines. And it looks like this was the map pick of ReGen.
Okay, so I would have lost $1 million there.
Yeah, you're lucky, Rec, because I would have come to collect.
Arrow's the tax collector. I could see it.
Could have won myself $1 million.
Tisk tisk.
So with Infernal Shrines, this is similar, different. Like, there are elements that are the same. You're going to have a fair bit of brawling over the shrines, of course.
Yeah.
But the fact that there are shrine defenders like changes up a little bit about how you might play. You might see heroes like Kael'thas where you can spread living bombs. You might see a Mephisto who can zip over the walls and do just an absolute ton of damage into an enemy team that doesn't even know he's there. But you could also see heroes like the Diablo and the Mei. We saw the Mei banned out earlier. What are some of the things that you might expect to see based on the heroes we've seen so far, and what we think from these teams?
I'll throw Kael'thas for sure. That worked pretty well last game, and I can see it popping up again here. Pretty good here. Diablo was a good choice. I liked that. I would love to see a cheeky Kerrigan or a Sonya. Would be pretty fun. I think cheeky Kerrigan is always adorable. I'm trying to let me look at the hero list. It's been so long. There's some good ones. Let me look at the healers. How about that? Stukov, I wouldn't be surprised about at all. That's a really good one on this map as well.
I
Rhaegar,
we'll see a Stukov ban.
Yeah, Rhaegar I could see too.
What about a Deathwing? You think we'll see a Deathwing?
Deathwing, I could maybe. I don't know if we're gonna see it tonight because I don't think anyone's bothered.
I think I could see it in general, like as long as it's obviously you have to build. Your team has to be appropriate for it. The enemy team has to be appropriate for it, but you know, it has some potential there, both in the fear, the zoning potential that he can provide. Gazlo could work. I don't know if you said Gazlo earlier.
Ragnaros?
But,
I didn't say Gazlo. But Gazlo for sure, yes. I like that. Junkrat, we've seen tonight too. Yeah, I'm interested. Now you got me wondering.
I think it's very possible we see the Blaze again. Because he can do a lot here as well in either the solo lane or the tank role.
Yes.
Bunker can provide you with a wall. Speaking of walls, Tassadar, another one that could potentially come in on this.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Blaze has the oil slicks, so you can zone people out. Yeah, not a surprise at all.
Not even a little.
I think that you know, you mentioned about Murda with the reaction and taunts and securing those kills, but Rackham on Stukov making sure that there was always a silence down really helped to secure them.
Yeah, for sure.
Karama says Hogger, Diva, and Rag.
Diva, yeah. Diva's a good one here.
So we're going to get a ban onto Johanna on the other side this time. Because, of course, first pick has changed. Yeah, for sure, Cowboy. Thanks for having a match on a night that I could cast it. Usually Tuesdays at this time.
I was going to say,
I'm busy.
Get back in there. What are you doing in here?
What?
I was just about to say, Cowboy, what are you doing in here? Get back to playing.
Sylvanas going to be the ban, you know, and Sylvanas is one of those heroes that kind of fits just about every map, but gets extra value when you've got something strong like the Punisher or the Immortal or the Cavalry.
Yep.
And there goes Vala. Again, I mean, that's a strong denial here as well. You know, she can get a lot of value out of multi-shot here, but because of those long fights that we were talking about, she can also keep her hatred going by attacking those minions. And I mean, I hate to say I told you so,
you called it. Yeah.
I told you so.
No, look, there it is. Ooh, cheeky boy Anduin pops up on ReGen this time.
That doesn't really surprise me. I kind of was thinking they might consider that because of the fact that, you know, game one it was so strong, and losing the, you know, the Stukov. Where do you go with that? So
yeah, chat's calling for Chen.
Haven't seen Chen in a little bit.
No, haven't seen Chen in a while. I don't think he's completely useless here, though.
Nope. Especially into the Anduin. Like, you want a leap of faith? That's fine. I'm going to Storm Earth and fire my group right onto your face.
Junkrat, there it is.
And the Tychus. So I do like that we're seeing, you know, a little bit of what we talked about, but also, you know, some heroes that we didn't really talk about. Tahaka returning to the map, has that global and can be able to come into those fights very quickly. Tychus on, you know, these shrines, not always, but oftentimes is able to just kind of stand there and get away with that percent damage.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I'm going to say it just like I said in game number one. I love Junkrat here.
Yeah,
maybe even more so.
Big time. I don't know. I think he's more cheeky on Alterac as well as like Stitches. He can always bother people from on the opposite side of the wall with either one of those two. I don't think Stitches works as well here, but
I think that the Junkrat is strong and annoying on Alterac. I think here he's strong and
very
like
good.
He just provides so much zone potential, like double traps,
big time
silencing. There goes the Diablo we talked about. You know, the concussion mines. He can poke the minions down so that he can get additional points. Like if they have to like, there's so many ways that Junkrat is just strong here.
Yeah. No, I have no argument there.
Chroma says, face tank Zool, let's go. And that reminds me of a time. That reminds me of a time long
me of a time long ago when the necromancers were on infernal shrines doing exactly that.
We actually did have a play of the game like highlight once with
Really?
Yeah, with I was playing Zool. I wasn't tanking Zool though. I was soloing, but
No.
you know, it was a 5-man like rotation into me, and Cleave build Zool just was like,
Oh, he said nah.
we summoned the Deckard Cade.
There's
But yeah,
Kel'Thas,
yeah.
as I mentioned. Yep.
Yeah, Anub'arak wasn't mentioned, but you know, Anub'arak is a strong hero in general. All of the beetles potentially to soak up some of that Junkrat damage. Also potentially the traps if they're not hero specific. Muradin and jump in. And then we're gonna get Genji.
Oh. Huh.
All right, make sure these are all set. Are they changing? No.
So this one's even trickier, I think. I think Ando and Genji is nice together, if you're asking me, which you haven't yet. Which comp I like more? I like these pretty
Which
equally.
comp do you like more?
I like these pretty equally. On one hand, I mean, Genji's a little unconventional. He's a good finisher, though. Fantastic finisher. And like I said, Anduin can get him out. And I don't... You know, Deckard's a strong healer, and I like just their comp in general. HSSG's comp just in general is really good. One thing they don't have, a cleanse against Anub'arak.
That's true. See how
Which
that
they
works
didn't.
out for them.
They didn't know. I don't think. Right? Yeah. No. They did know. I don't remember.
Yeah, they did. Yep.
Okay, they did. Yeah, that's my only fear for them is no cleanse against Anub'arak is scary, but Lornado's pretty beautiful here, and Stay While and Listen is a beautiful, not perk, excuse me, heroic as well. So, yeah,
Well,
there we go.
You can vote in chat. This time you'll have about 2 minutes from me actually saying it. So who do you think is going to win? Is it the right side team, the red team, ReGen Nebula, or the left side team, HSSG, hard stuck support group? Say that 3 times fast. Rek, let's get our teams introduced. Take it away, my friend.
All right, on the aforementioned left blue team, hard stuck support group. Oh my god, that is hard to say. All right, we got Random Engineer on Muradin, Mighty Toast on Tychus, Omar G on Blaze, Fig Dibble on Deckard Kane, and Smackloud on Junkrat.
And for ReGen Nebula here, we've got Murda playing the Anub'arak, Stixa on the Kael'thas, Shives on Genji, Rackham going to be on the Anduin, and Dahaka going to be played by IT Cowboy. And I do want to point out over here, Rackham doing the patented Ektar, like, throw your blade bug visual glitch thing that doesn't actually do anything, just makes Anduin look like a pompous little prick.
Oh, yeah.
So Ektar should be happy. Smackloud very low is going to have the living bomb, and that's going to finish it. And each game, the first blood came a little bit sooner.
Yeah, really, no kidding. That one was less than a minute.
And because of that kill, Nebula going to go ahead and work on bottom siege camp here. Deckard, it looks like, I was going to say, it looked like he's going for their siege camp. So both teams are going to be on their mid siege camps. And I'm interested to see if HSSG wants to be really aggressive or if they just want to go clean up the siege camp in the bottom. Styx is pretty low on mana, though. That Kael'thas mana pool, a little bit low if you're using like the DQ early, those extra flame strikes, as opposed to kind of saving your mana for free living bombs.
The old Dairy Queens.
Oh, yeah. Well, no significant aggression there on the siege camp, so just clearing up. But having that siege camp, that extra siege camp, gives Nebula a very slight XP lead. And they're going to go pick up their shaman camps as well, looks like. Genji just doing Genji things, just zipping all over, diving around the entirety of the blue team, minus Tychus, of course.
Barely, narrowly escaping the 2 stuns there.
Well, chat this time says that HSSG is going to win in a 75% call. So chat has not been wrong so far tonight. Actually, I think chat's been dead on like every vote I've had this season so far.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll see how it turns out.
The true champions of NGS.
Mighty Toast. A lot of layered CCs there. So Tychus falling pretty low. Fig Dibble accepting, once again, that warmth from the Murden, from the Living Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And first shrine coming up, it's going to be a Mortar Punisher. Dahaka and Blaze up top. Somewhat expect we'll see Dahaka coming down soon. The Shaman Camp won't be alive for much longer, so this is kind of Dahaka's moment. Here he comes, looking maybe for Smack Loud. But it's going to be the dive coming in from Muradin. Throws out the Stormbolt, doesn't land, but the root sure does.
Yeah.
And Blaze coming in from above, so this is going to be an even fight. A couple of low health bars on ReGen side, though. Deflect coming out from Genji, but a big stun from Omar. Sticks have fallen pretty low. Manages to avoid the concussion mine, I think by accident. But that was really well played by Junkrat, and if it was on purpose, then by all means that was fantastic play by Stixa, but I don't think it was. Dive coming in, and it's actually going to be Junkrat falling there. Genji gonna swift strike right on out of danger as Cowboy pulling the Tychus right onto that concussion mine. Says, by the way, your Junkrat's dead, so this means nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the call going out for Muradin and securing the kill. However, the Punisher going to go over to the blue team, HSSG.
Yeah, they were on it for a little bit longer overall, obviously, as you can see.
Murda diving over the wall, looking for that Tychus. But the Punisher getting a little bit of damage out onto one tower down, the wall going down, and the second tower going to get down to about half health here. Rackham getting punched in the face by John Cena.
I just noticed something too. We have a race car Dahaka.
I did notice that. Yeah, right here. That enhanced agility. So zooming around between. That also gives him the auto attack speed eventually, I think is the way you look for that. Because he gets the auto attack damage, right? Isn't that what it does? Movement speed and...
No,
maybe not.
No, it's just move speed.
Oh, it's that it lasts longer, and there are talents that later add on to that as well.
Got you.
So 5 versus 4. Dahaka's coming in from the backside. That's going to give Genji the go-ahead, and Murda diving in. Murden's going to sneak out and steal away that siege camp. Is anybody going to pay for it, though? It doesn't look like it. I don't think Murden can jump just yet, so... okay, maybe he can.
Interesting fight. Net positive for hard tech support group, but yeah.
You said something very different.
What was that?
You said something very different.
I heard you say it earlier too.
Okay.
And I didn't say anything. I know exactly what it is though.
Oh man, this stream is not rated R.
No, it's not. It's fine.
I don't think I put mature filter on this one. I don't remember.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, just gonna leave that one open for interpretation, chat. You caught it, you caught it. If you didn't, well, then you know what? That's
a shame. You can always rewind.
It must be nice living a life of innocence and purity. Dahaka,
I wish I could go back.
Right. Dahaka here by himself. Once again managed to juke the grenade by Tychus. Oh, but not the concussion mine. Gonna get booped behind. Does throw out the silence out onto Deckard, but it's gonna be Dahaka falling here. Good play by HSSG to, I mean, get Dahaka. That's not an easy kill to get.
No. Not even a race car Dahaka either, you know?
Stay a while and listen coming out for the Murden to keep him healthy. Tychus could be in a little bit of danger. It's hard to say with...
I don't think so. Now. I think he's fine.
Murda's gonna... Oh, that unstoppable.
Yeah.
Juking both the Stormbolt and the jet propulsion. That's huge.
Yep. That's a big one. It's a juicer.
So one of the things that Genji brings to this is, of course, Tychus with the deflect can do a lot of damage to his own team. So can a Murden if you leap over a wall with a living bomb.
Yeah.
So level 11 to level 11, little bit of a kill favor in favor of ReGen. 3 ultimates to 3 ultimates as HSSG working on their shaman camp. So right now, we saw earlier HSSG was the first ones to really get a lead on the Shrine Monkeys. This time it's going to be ReGen.
They managed to get 12, which is nice.
Murden jumping in. They're looking for Dahaka. There's a Swift. No, it's not going to be a Swift strike. Ah, right into the sleep. Cocoon going out onto the, what's his name, Deckard, but Murden's going to fall to the living bomb. So is a Nubarak, though. He's going to go down. And Dahaka falling as well. So 2 for 1 so far. Shives probably gets out of this because he's a cyber ninja.
Mm-hmm.
But Styxa might not now. Oh, the Leap of Faith.
Leap of Faith, by the way.
Just and doing things.
Yep.
But thanks to the favorable kill on that, that's going to give HSSG their time to start working on the Shrine Defenders.
Yeah.
And they're trying to pull the Junkrat traps out of the steam vents there to make sure that they can get through and not have that silence. A big root there onto Muradin. And Nubarak's going to come in and get that stun as well. So, wow. If that Chastise doesn't land, somebody probably dies there.
Yeah. I have to say the roots from both healers have been fantastic. Oh, bye, Muradin.
Well,
same thing as last time. Yeah, same thing as last time. 2 kills for ReGen, but
yeah,
a Punisher for our stuck support group.
Yeah, and Dahaka's down in the bottom lane, so not as much potential side lane value for HSSG. And also the Punisher kept out in front here so that ReGen able to get some damage out there. They don't want to let this Frozen Punisher too close to their towers because it makes it a lot more difficult to take it down when everything is shut down. And Dahaka, though, we saw this a while ago too, where Dahaka was in this lane and everybody rotated down. So looks like that might happen here. Blaze coming in from behind is going to miss the jet propulsion, but did force out the burrow.
Oh, body blocks.
Great jump from Murden. And you know, the funny thing is like as I'm watching this, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, great. Your Dahaka is either going to get out or he's not. Push top. You're already there. You know, keep that lane pressure going and get what you can. You've got beetles.
No. Force at all taken. I thought that Genji was Anduin actually for a second there. I was like, well, there goes Anduin, but I caught myself.
Yeah, and you know, the kill counts in favor of ReGen, but the macro definitely in favor of HSSG.
Yep.
And that feels a little strange because they don't have a significant macro comp. It's just kind of worked out that the team fights that they've lost were at kind of favorable times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wreck, we might see the first fort going down here.
I think it might be time. No? Yes? No? Maybe?
The siege camp is close, but it's just not. It's not in range enough to get to Spirit.
Ooh. Big stuns coming out on top of Deckard Cain. That is a dead old man.
Yeah. That was a clutch light bomb. And
yeah, it was very clinical, yeah.
The perfect thing about that was that Genji was able to get exactly where he needed to be to hit 3 targets.
Perfectly.
Every single player that was nearby that could have done anything to help Deckard was stunned.
Yeah.
And that's going to give a little bit of pressure here in the bottom. Again, they have the beetles coming from Nubarak, so they can just keep pushing in on these walls. Genji went up to get mid soak, and then of course Dahaka zooming his way up to get top soak. I was going to say, did they just turn around and attack this Murden? But no, they don't.
Oh, no.
Using Genji as bait. for the frontliners. And look at how quickly Murden's health went down there. Like he was at half
Yeah,
health there
actually,
in no time.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Level 16s here for both team. And we're once again seeing Anduin with the double leap of faith. Maybe more importantly, though, is where this Punisher is. This is really fantastic. If HSSG is able to get another Punisher, this goes to keep.
It does.
Good stun and root combo there, but it might not be enough to save 6 of it. You know what? The leap of faith is. Murda, though, is gonna cue that bro to try to get away. That's one of those feels bad moments. Genji with the X strike is going to get the kill out onto Tychus, or I guess technically Dahaka got it, but
yeah, it was the isolation was also very good on top of Tychus, so that even less could be done about it.
And you know the funny thing is that was somewhat enabled by the fact that Murda burrowed down, pulling Muradin with him.
Did he big brain? I can't. he was playing 4-dimensional chess.
Yeah, I think that's one of those moments where you take advantage of of whatever. Like, I don't want to call it a mistake. It's just the way that the queue system of the game works.
Yeah,
you know, the same kind of stuff happens with Garrosh and tosses. But you take advantage of whatever moments happen like that. And that's exactly what they did with that Light Bomb X-Strike combo. Oh, I think Murden got stunned out of his jump.
Oh no.
Oh.
Ooh, important concussion mine. That was so important.
Because was that on Anubrak?
It was on Anubarak. Yeah.
Very
well done from SmackLab.
Yeah, that light bomb on Anubrak, if that hits, Muradin is killed by Murda. There we go. We'll go with that.
You got it, eventually.
So bottom fort down. There we go. There's the first fort of the game. We thought that it was going to be bottom ReGen side, but it's actually bottom HSSG.
Almost 15 minutes in, might I add.
Third Punisher,
almost 15 minutes. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
And ReGen now looking to pick up all of the siege camps. Going to send that mid lane, and it looks like they're rotating up top to see if they can't push a little bit in up here. So we've had all 3 Punishers, so they can. The next one can be any of them, and it can be any lane but bottom. So ReGen kind of banking on hoping that this is going to go up into the top.
Oh, look at how quick this is going. Yeah.
It didn't. It went mid, but that's okay.
That's all right.
It's still a fort down in a lane, which gives you catapults and offensive pressure when you're trying to do these fights in mid.
Sick dodge from Mighty Toast. Odin coming out for a little defense here.
Murden diving in, looking for the Stormbolt. Couldn't get the target they were looking for there.
No.
Oh, Rek. Take a look at those level 16 talents. Anything excite you?
Oh, do I see Heraldric Staff?
You do indeed. Light Bomb coming out. Gets caught by the root, though. There's some 4-dimensional chess right there, right? You mentioned about the Anubrak play earlier, but that's the haha. I'm going to drop this root, and it's going to take 3 seconds to post up.
Yeah.
It's going to stop your engage entirely.
Yeah. And I mean, Heraldric Staff, I've always loved seeing it. But
ooh, where's the Haka going?
It's really good against Genji, I have to say. If he's deflecting, you just say, no, stop it.
Well, no. Absolutely wrecked.
Just barely out of position, but even just barely is exactly what a Nubarak needs.
And they might be looking for the Blaze now, or just the Siege Camp. They have the level 20s. Blaze is like, he's right there. But so is the rest of the team. Holy cow, they're looking from below. Stay a While's going to come out, hit onto 3. They don't have the level 20 silence. Murda's going to get the light bomb stun out onto the Muradin. And that's going to be it. Thanks to those level 20s.
Was that one of those almost everyone presses R and nothing happens?
Pretty much. Bunker's
Yeah.
still up. Cocoon's still up. X-Strike is still up. And then we just got Avatar back now. And actually, a lot of our buttons from HSSG are back.
Got you.
So it was basically the right team pushes R. The left team says, we're down 4v5 with level 20s coming up, but we're going to do it anyways. I think the biggest factor of that fight, though, was Deckard's stay a while, and if he misses
for
that,
sure.
or if it gets interrupted, it's a problem.
It-
But
it put everything on hold.
One of my favorite talents in the game, certainly one of my favorite level 20s in the game, the blinds, the silences. That's a long time that your team cannot do much of anything.
Oh yeah.
The Hawk is going to come up here shortly as he just sent out that siege camp bottom. He got the silence out onto Deckard. Here comes the light bomb. It's not going to connect, though. And Mighty Toast is going to fall as the rest of blue just spread apart there. Riptire's going to hit onto 3, I think. And here comes the Stay a While and Listen. Double silence blind out onto the frontliners of ReGen. Nubrak's going to have to burrow away, has the 75 less healing received from Deckard, and Random Engineers going in is going to get caught. So a 1-for-1 out of that, trading the tank.
2-for-1, if you really think about it. Because
Yeah,
Tychus went down a little earlier.
The Tychus went down earlier, yeah. And this might be ReGen's first opportunity to get a Punisher here, Breck.
Yeah, it is. And we did the Shaman camp once again top lane, getting some nice value there.
As well as the siege camp and catapults in the bottom.
Oh
so,
my gosh, they have pressure everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning before Tahaka had come up. He put that siege camp out in the bottom lane. And
right.
It really pushed the macro advantage in favor of ReGen. Even if they had lost that fight entirely and the Punisher, there was so much pressure that, you know, if you're hard stuck support group, you're kind of in an awkward place trying to push with a Punisher while your other 2 lanes are right up in your face like that.
For sure. Now, I don't think this is keep, so that's a nice little breather.
Yeah, but it definitely opens up the map. Everything is open in every lane for ReGen. So if you're ReGen at this point, you win a team fight, you win the game. If you win it hard enough.
Right.
HSSG doesn't have quite that same level of comfort. They do have bottom lane open, and that's where they want the next shrine to pop, is they want that to go bottom lane so that they can potentially win that and push down bottom. A little bit of hunt out there looking for the Junkrat, not quite able to get there. But look at how much Dahaka's providing here for his team. IT Cowboy was able to push up bottom, get that keep down to about half health, now pushing up top, getting that one down to about half health, but we're going to get the engage. Random Engineer getting a double stun. This could be what they need. The root pull from Anduin's going to keep Kael'thas alive for a moment, but the Cocoon just a moment too late for Muradin, as Genji in danger, but he's going to be able to make it out of there. Rackham now is actually going to juke the Stormbolt.
Wow. Okay. And to keep gone. But Rackham dies for it.
Yeah, but they lose a lot. They lost top keep. They almost lose mid keep.
I think they go for bottom keep. They have to.
Well, yeah. There's not the same amount of tools available for Nebula here. They don't have the light bomb, the leap of faith. So a massive amount of stuns in a root. Oh, Shives. Shives is so lucky.
That is very lucky.
But you know what? IT Cowboy is going to be able to take out mid keep. Oof. That's pretty high value. I mean, when you're down 3-2, or 5, I guess 5-3.
I don't even think they get a keep here. They might. I don't know.
Well, if
no, they don't.
They're leaving. They're going to have to send somebody back to deal with that. Blaze is going to go deal with that.
IT Cowboy's waiting very patiently. Look at that.
Yeah, they have to go back, or that core goes down eventually. So I'm still. This kind of puts them in the same position that I just mentioned that ReGen was in, except ReGen, built on it. Is that there's that Punisher, and it's going to be in
Yep.
the bottom lane, exactly
Yep.
where both team. Well, really, ReGen would have preferred any lane, that
Any other
wasn't
one.
but this is definitely the lane that HSSG wanted.
Yes.
And now it's just a question of who gets here first, who has the
Oh
most
no!
pressure.
Does ReGen see this? Are they sussing this out? They are. Doesn't matter. There was a big trap in there, and then the root's nice. They get out.
All right, so catapult pressure in all lanes. It's even in the bottom lane though. But you know, again, this is ReGen's on the point. They can start this, and HSSG does not want to just let this go. They're clearing the top lane because they kind of need to. But I don't know about this Shaman Camp. I think that was.
I think that might have been
time.
a little too much. Yeah, that might have been too much time.
Well, especially if they're able to secure this kill onto Junkrat. He's going to be able to jump not quite over the wall. Here comes Stay a While onto 3 with a double root as well. Genji in position, trying to look on the back lane as Cocoon goes out onto Deckard. There is the Junkrat kill. Genji probably gets away from there. So 1 for 1.
Yep.
And there goes the Shaman Camp onto blue team's core. It's a lot of root there, and Leap of Faith not quite in time, so Kael'thas is going to go down at this point. Now Shives might fall too. Does go down. So how much value can this Shaman Camp get? Is it enough? I don't think that it is.
I don't think it is. No.
Yeah,
definitely not. It's alone because the blue team Shaman Camp is actually taking out top right now.
Yeah, it'll die before it takes out the fort.
No, I mean, yeah, but
you can't do anything with Anduin and Anubarak. So really all they can do is, head up top, clear that out, save as much as you can out of that. And then, you know, you've got plenty of time for the rest of your team to res. So they should have everybody up for the defense of the Punisher. But this is, I think this is HSSG's best moment of this game. If they're going to win the game, this is the moment.
This is the time. Dahaka went top. I guess just to clear a wave and then come back.
Probably to push it up a little bit and then come back, you know,
and then come back,
whether it's one wave or two, you know, obviously that. Yeah, I was going to say probably another one because he wants to get the catapult pressure up there. They've got
feels
mid
a
lane
little
going
greedy.
too. Yeah, but you got blue team pretty
breathing
far
down
away
your
still.
neck. Yeah.
If Dahaka can pressure with a few catapults, he might actually be able to do enough to either force a split or maybe even win the game with enough catapults. Yeah, there's the blaze. Stormbolt just missed the Leap of Faith coming out just in case. Deckard put into a cocoon, maybe a little early for that, as the core is under attack from the Punisher, but it's not going to break through the shield. Odin used, as IT Cowboy is back, is going to get the drag out onto Junkrat. And I mean, if you've got Light Bomb and Genji, this might be your best moment to find something, but with Blaze so far back. But they had to clear up everything, so we're not going to get that moment. Where's Dahaka going? Bottom. Okay. Well, this gets interesting. There's a lot of potential bait here coming out from our blue team. And
I like it.
Entirely in vision.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
Well, stun going out onto a couple people. Oh my goodness, that light bomb didn't quite get where it needed to go, and surrounded by the blue health bars, that's going to really put the favor in HSSG's
I
side
think they
here.
just push. I think they push an end.
Blaze is going to go back. He's going to try to stop it with Kael'thas and Dahaka pushing in. I don't know if he's able to really do much with that many catapults. We'll see.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice.
Blaze drops bunker, and the isolation's not going to land. Is blue committing? They're not really doing much of anything.
They're kind of being wishy-washy, yeah.
ReGen might be able to pull this off. They have 5-6 catapults here. The core falling very quickly thanks to those catapults, and they did it.
Whoa.
All right. Well, chat, your prophecies have been broken.
Oh my god, they saw the push, but they didn't see the actual destruction. What a weird ending.
I felt as I was like finalizing that, I was like, this is the least hype ending I think I've had in a while. Like my own personal hype was just like, this is just happening. It's just gonna end the game right now. Like, so be it. But that was, Rec.
Yeah.
Who's your? Let's just have your
Dude,
game 3 MVP.
That's a hard one. That's really hard. I think it's IT Cowboy.
100% it's IT Cowboy.
Yeah.
It's not flashy, but he was everywhere he needed to be to keep the pressure on bottom keep,
That
on
late
top
game
keep,
really,
on mid keep.
really bloomed late game. Yeah.
Yeah, those end fights that worked against HSSG worked against ReGen, that HSSG was able to find 2, sometimes 3 kills. Ultimately, Dahaka keeping that pressure on, and HSSG not having enough in the tank to deal with it sets them up for that 5 catapult play and just shredding the core.
And once again, like a 13-12. These teams are dead even, man. A 13-12 kill count, I should say. Let me be more specific here.
Right. Well, let's go ahead and head over to NGS lobby and see if we can find out who we're gonna have our interview with.
Sure.
All right, I'll meet you there.
Okay.
All right, so Rex here. Now we just got to get our captain or somebody.
Anyone.
Anybody?
Come on, anyone, please respond. Unless they don't want to, that's also fine.
Oh, there we go. We are joined by the one and only founder of ReGen, Murda. Welcome to the interview with myself and Recyclic. How's the team feeling after that game?
Oh, my face is melted. My anxiety is at all new highs. What a set. First and foremost, 2 of my favorite casters. Really appreciate hearing you guys on the other end of this. Oh, gosh.
It's 100% a pleasure. So glad we could pick up your cast and that Rec could join me for it.
It is an honor, honestly, that Rec comes not only out of playing retirement, out of casting retirement, and almost out of ReGen retirement just to cast this tonight. Huge.
Yes, I came out of my hidey hole under the rock I've been living in for 4 years. Or 3 years, who knows.
Just for the record, Murda did try sandbagging us tonight.
I saw.
There you go.
That's Shives for the record for you at home.
All right, perfect.
So, listen, congratulations. That was an amazing set to watch, to cast, and it felt like a very even matchup. So when you were starting, like before we get into game stuff, when you were starting for this, was that somewhat the expectation? Did you prepare expecting that this was going to be a very back and forth setup?
So I'd say it's still early in the season. It's hard to tell exactly the landscape of Division C East, but just looking at where it stands currently after 3 weeks, we knew, hey, we're right next to them in the standings. This team, on paper, probably plays a bit similar to us. And yeah, that's exactly what we saw tonight. It was a well-matched team. In fact, one of the players on their side, their healer tonight, Fig Double, someone who tried out for us, actually offered a spot too, and he turned us down. All love. We love him. We actually joked about it pre-game. But it was nice getting to see him again and getting to meet some of these guys from Hard Stuck support group. We had a nice chat pre-game, me and their captain. So as for the match tonight, I knew it was going to be close. Either side could have won, honestly. And probably either side should have won.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there were definitely moments in really every game that it could have gone one way or the other. And it just felt like it was, who's on the teeter-totter just slightly better in this circumstance. And, you mentioned Fig Double. Rec has been kind of going through and identifying who he thinks the MVP of each game has been. And no question, Fig Double, game number 1 with those leap of fates.
Yeah. Right.
Just throwing the team over his shoulder and kind of carrying it through. You guys had so many almost plays in that how much frustration was there in the middle? Like, who cares about the end of the game? In the middle of the game when you're trying to get those, kills.
Yeah, the Alterac game, there were a few fights that we had them very low couldn't finish. A lot of credit goes to Fig Double. You're exactly right. We actually made a mistake during draft 1. We had some notes. We didn't look at the player of the healer, so we were banning out a few healers that like weren't really on our scouting report, playing against Fig Double specifically. Once we adjusted game 2, we started looking back at the scouting report, made that adjustment, and we started focusing out things like his Ana, which you didn't see tonight, but we know because we tried him out for our own team. He plays a really good Ana. We're like, well, snap, game 2 they had the Li Ming, and I'm like, well, they're gonna have nano boosted Li Ming if we don't ban the Ana here. And also, I think Ana is a decent counter to Varian in game 2, so target banning that, I think, maybe helped us a bit to that victory. Put him on the Uther. We like the spread damage that Lunara can provide against that Uther, and it ended up working out. We chased down a few kills, and it happened, I think, twice after their objective where we found some kills and were able to get a quick clear.
Yeah, for sure. Certainly in the that was the BOE game. And you could see, we talked a little bit about in game number 2 there with the Varian and the Stukov combo. And by the way, Rek, who was your MVP for game number 2 again?
I think his name is Murda.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah, big shout out to Murda with the. I mean, it's one thing to say, hey, yeah, you can throw out a taunt on a whatever cooldown, but it's oftentimes more important knowing, having the quick reaction to see that the ETC is right there in that bush and being able to get the team there and do all the things to make sure you secure that kill. But you guys were really playing a patient game, not Shives, but everybody else playing a very patient game.
So here's the thing with Varian. It's you either get a quick kill or you don't fight. And my team knows that. I say looking for taunt. They know to be right on my hip, follow up ready. And my God, this team, every time we end up with a comp like that, follow up's on point. It was clutch tonight. We had a few, I want to say like 5-second, they couldn't move combos with our CC. And that's enough often to find kills. So it might look good for me and you might want to name me MVP, but really it's the team behind me that makes the Variant look so good.
Yeah, but it's got to start somewhere, right? Everybody can be exactly where they need to be, but if you don't have that initial starting point, the rest of it doesn't matter. So
okay, I'll take the credit. Thank you, Arrow.
You'll take that for game number 2. But let's talk about the hero of game number 3 here, who's not in
wait. Let me I already know who you're gonna say.
Go for it.
It's easily our Dahaka, right? The pressure he put in 100%. Late game with the 100%. 20 selection, right? He's able to keep those lanes pushed up. He actually got 2 keeps by himself as well, in case you didn't notice that.
Oh, we did.
Cowboy was all around the map. He had some clutch plays in the back line too, but you might have saw more than I did.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to say. The macro play out of Cowboy to keep you guys in the game, even as the fights weren't quite going in your direction. And there were some great plays. I do want to point out there was the one light bomb that you guys had in the bottom lane, Shives, that I'm going to pat you on the back for this one here. Absolutely perfectly placed to get the triple stun and secure the kill onto that Deckard was just... It was was that our chef's kiss moment?
I had one actually for them that I'm trying to recall. Oh, the chef's kiss moment was the stun in bottom lane when you guys were trying to bait out a camp. Was that was BOE, right?
It was BOE.
That was BOE, yeah. They had a really good stun there. And that was my chef's kiss moment in that game. But the pick on Deckard was so important.
Yeah, it really set things up at that point. But yes, 100% Dahaka, the last quarter of that game really making it so that you guys could build that.
Yeah, I actually told my team I was going to let Rackham play Ana before I let Dahaka go through an important draft.
Yeah.
And so it's a joke. We don't like picking Ana for Rackham yet. Okay. Love you, Rackham. I know you're listening either now or later.
Fair enough.
But I want to talk about the Genji pick in game 3. We were sitting there in draft, and I'm like, all right, they have Junkrat. We know they play a lot of Junkrat. They've been successful with them as well. So on a map like Infernal, where he can set up and be a nuisance, we knew we had to bring something that was going to be a nuisance for him. Genji was the pick, and Shives played it outstanding. Did you die? Maybe one death.
I had one death, but I had a second one right at the end.
I don't count the end.
Doesn't matter anymore.
I know you guys want to talk about it. Let me hear your perspective on that final.
The final
the
fight,
core race.
Yeah. So the funny thing is that the deaths happen, and we're kind of in the same boat, saying, okay, Blue's got to push here. They can win this. And then, like, that moment, I was like, okay, but Dahaka's heading over there, and he can push that up. He can clear that, and they may have enough pressure. So if HSSG doesn't really push into this, and then we go look over at Blue, and it's like they're kind of looking at the core. There's just the two of you kind of defending that. And then I think they had the oh crap moment of there's all of that back there, and Blaze can't do enough to deal with it. And it just kind of, I told Rek I felt bad because it was like there was no real hype about it because it wasn't really a race. It was just like dominoes.
It's kind of it's just kind of like an oopsie.
Yeah.
Well, a part of it again. Shives is here, so I'm gonna pat him on the back. He did a great job stalling them out.
That's a first.
Their race in that situation is the Tychus and the Junkrat.
Right.
Genji on the Junkrat, make him be low so he feels unsafe. And then I was trying to hopefully save the cocoon for the Odin, but he did a good job holding his Odin back. I ended up kind of burning it early, but the stall was just enough. I mean, 5 seconds difference of Kael'Thas making that move to join Dahaka, and we don't win that. So credit. The shot call came directly from Stixa. He said, I'm going core. And I said, that's fine. I'll help stall. Genji helped stall, and it worked out. It was a fortunate play for us that they were able to sneak through.
Well, and that's the exact like end that you would expect from the way that this best of 3 match has gone. Very back and forth between, the team fights, the macro, and ultimately in this case, the macro ended up being the deciding factor to net you guys that win. And of course, that's why we gave Cowboy the MVP for that.
Wow, Cowboy. Put it on your fridge.
So Rek, do you have any questions that you would like to ask of these gentlemen?
Yeah, I saw the Mal'Ganis pick game 1. I guess without revealing too much, do you want to go over why Mal'Ganis there and not something like Stitches for Alterac or even a Nubarak, honestly?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah,
good point.
Great, awesome.
I don't disagree. We've been trying to mix Mal'Ganis into practices. Who'd we have that game? I think it was the Junkrat, right? So we kind of like the synergy there. Yeah, we like the synergy with the sleep Junkrat boop, and we can hopefully kill that target. I think it worked once. I think we had one good combo. But yeah, overall he's just a sustaining guy, and we were trying to make the fights kind of linger a bit. We had Dahaka, right? Game 1.
Yeah,
you did.
Yeah, so I mean, just part of it, just let Dahaka keep split pushing. We stall out, big health pool on the Mal'Ganis, but their Tychus player tonight was really good. I think game 1 treaded me down a few times, and then game 3, he kind of became the hero to worry about. So I want to credit their Tychus player tonight. That was fantastic.
Yeah, game 3, like anytime I pop my W, like he'd instantly stop attacking me. So kudos to that Tychus player.
That was Mighty Toast.
Mighty Toast has a mighty Tychus.
Yep. Murda, I thought after Rek finished asking his question that you were just going to say yep, and then that was the end of it. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that because we don't want to give away any secrets. I thought that was the end of it. I was really looking forward to you.
No, I think it was just like, yeah, good point.
I mean, in general, you pick Mal'Ganis when you want to survive, and we have a few assassins that we like with them. That's the part I won't reveal.
Right.
We might see it again this season. I think it's going to depend on who we're playing and in draft, like in the moment of that draft.
Sounds good.
I respect it. Yeah.
Anything else, Rek?
That was my one burning question. So
it was a good one.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Of course. So I like to ask before we get to shoutouts, and you can both answer this, but any particular moment that and we went over several, that you want to highlight, whether it's something that you did, your team did, or even that the opposing team did?
I mean, a lot of that set tonight was hard stuck support group looking like the better team. Game 1, they were way ahead of us. Game 2, we got some fortunate kills when they mattered. In game 3, we had a lucky core race. So honestly, I think the kudos belong to hard stuck support group. looked like a 2-0 win for them, and we were lucky to win. How's that for an abnormal answer?
Highlighting the whole night. Got it.
Just kudos to Hard Stuck support group. I think they probably were the better team tonight.
Well, fair enough. But you guys come out with a 2-1 victory, and let's go ahead and get on to shoutouts.
Shoutouts. First off, Valk's mom, Arrow's mom, and Rex's mom.
No, she's downstairs. Yeah, she's down
okay.
Whoa! Shout out your own mom too.
Okay, my mother as well, and Shive's mother. Honestly, though, no, I want to say shout out to our team. We have people that aren't with us playing sub this season, including Karama, Yotaru, and Austin. We love having you. Thank you. You're doing a lot in support. To our coach, Frosty, please come back. We miss you. It's a joke. We don't really have a coach right now. Hopefully, Frosty, you hear this. Save us. And you guys casting, as always, it is honestly like I look down, I'm like, oh my god, Arrow, Rec, this is perfect. I love it. So thank you guys, and Shies, if you have anything else.
I mean, you pretty much got all the moms in the shout outs.
Okay.
I don't know who else to shout out at this point. Like, can we shout out the moms again?
More moms.
Yep, more moms.
We probably
shout
missed
out
a
to
mom
more
or two
moms
in there somewhere.
Shout out to you in chat, your mom.
Oh, chat. I love you.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for joining us here. Congrats again on your victory. Don't forget to report your match. I know you won't. Good luck with the rest of the season.
He has before.
Oh, man.
Guys, I really appreciate it. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
Of course.
All right, we'll get Rec back in here.
I am here.
Rec has returned. Let's see. Are we? Yeah, I was gonna say, are we putting that back on? Let's put that back on. Let's get Rec. There we go. Look at that face.
I know this face was carved by angels, and I got a haircut
blinky
today for just the occasion.
Oh, there you go, buddy. There you go. So I was just looking here. It does look like we've got a match starting at 11. So I'm going to check to see if they have started their cast. If so, I think we'll raid over to them. Oh yeah, perfect. So there we go. So Rec, that's it for us tonight.
That is it.
Is there anything that you would like to say to our friends at home before we take off for the evening?
Sure. I love you. Stay so handsome or pretty or whatever you want to be called. I have a Twitter that I don't use very much and a Twitch that I also don't use very much, but I might start again because I have one of these and I have a boom coming soon. So maybe I'll start up again, but who knows? It's Recychic, RECYCHIC, or twitch.tv or twitter.com/Recychic. I had 69 followers. I'm down to 67 because 2 people, I guess, deactivated their accounts or unfollowed. So if I could get 2 more followers to get 69 again, that's cool. No, I'm not messing. But yeah, no, I don't. Other than that, I don't have too much else to say. Thanks for coming out as always, and yeah, I had a good time. Hope you guys did too.
Great. I'm Arrow. You guys know where you can find me because we're here. We're in my house right now, and I have a Twitter. I don't use it very often, but sometimes it's @WarriorArrow. And I don't think I've got anything else scheduled for this week. However, I have Thursday and Friday. I have late Thursday and Friday available, so I may very well pick up a cast and Saturday, now that I think about it. So yeah, lots of days potentially. So make sure you hit the follow button so that you get the notification that we're doing some more casting. Other than that, that's it. We're gonna go ahead and head over to Eternally Blue TV. They are casting CM Breaking Meta versus Magnitude. I have no idea which division it is. Oh, it's B West. So just one tier up above the Division C bracket. And Recychic, just a quick shout out to my fellow Division C Season 6 Grand Champion.
Of course.
And to everybody at home, thanks for joining us tonight. Have a great evening, and we'll see you again soon.